Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I'm in Glasgow, Scotland. Gonna check out the city here for the next little bit. Beautiful first impressions. I'm down in Georgia Square. The National War Memorial, or the Cenotaph, is right behind me. Beautiful monument. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna kick off and start exploring Glasgow. So first breakfast here in Glasgow, sitting over in Georgia Square. I stopped by the famous Gregg's and gonna tuck into a nice bacon and Lorne sausage roll. So we'll give this a whirl and then we're gonna go grab a coffee and start exploring Glasgow. So we made it over to the famous Buchanan Street, which is a pedestrian street right here in the heart of Glasgow, lined with shops. So we're gonna kick around here, pop into a few stores. I'll highlight some of the cool architecture they have around town, and we'll see what we can get into. So we're just making our way down Buchanan Street, stopped for a little coffee here at the original Times Square. Great little place to stop and have a little snack and a coffee. I wanted to mention a store we went into. We went into Molten Brown, which is like a perfume and cream store or scent fragrance store. Wow, it's a very personalized, it's super service and amazing products. Never seen anything like it. Apparently it's been around for the 70s. It's all over the UK. We bought a bunch of stuff. Here's the bag here, nice branding on it. It's got like kind of the royal crest and all that kind of stuff. Fantastic. Stop in. It's not cheap, but it's very high quality, and what a personalized service. Well worth stopping in there. Highly recommend it. So we had a nice stroll along the River Clyde. I'm currently out on one of the pedestrian bridges here. Very nice actually around, and the promenade, or the little boardwalk, it actually goes quite far. It looks like you can go quite a distance. Very nice, all kind of tree lined. There's some nice modern buildings down here, and also mixed with the old. Alright guys, so we were up around the Central Station area and I was craving some fish and chips, so we went over to the Blue Lagoon, which is like a franchise here. It was actually really good. Crispy, flaky fish. The chips were dynamite. They did not serve beer though, so after that we went over to the Bier Halle just off Buchanan Street. Fantastic place. They have pages and pages of beers from around the world. Highly recommend going in there, and they actually have a wicked menu, but we had just had the fish and chips, so we didn't bother. But check both of those places out, Blue Lagoon and the Bier Halle here in Glasgow. All right, so I couldn't come to Scotland and not go to Marks and Spencer's. Got a giant haul, and it's some of the best stuff for the most reasonable prices. Absolutely love it, and the food hall is amazing. So definitely stop into Marks and Spencer's if you're here. So good morning, second morning here in Glasgow. I was so impressed with Gregg's yesterday. I went back again today, another bacon roll. I love these things. I wish we had them in Canada, but all we have really is Tim Hortons, and it went to shit after the 1990s. So don't bother going there if you're ever in Canada. Although I did hear the ones globally are much better. I think today we're gonna head up to the Glasgow Cathedral, check out the Necropolis, and find whatever else we can get into. So we made our way up to Cathedral Square, about a 25-minute walk from Georgia Square, which is we're staying right down there. Actually, really fantastic hotel. I'll just plug it. I didn't get any footage of it, but maybe I have a picture or something. We're staying at Native Glasgow. It's basically like a studio apartment. It has a fully equipped kitchen, very nice bed, and bathroom. Absolutely fantastic location, and they're the nicest people. Well stocked. Highly recommend checking that out. I'll actually link it below in the description. But yeah, we made it up to Cathedral Square here. It's absolutely beautiful. We're going to head over to the cathedral shortly, and the Necropolis. We're just taking a little walk around the park. They have a few monuments and some inscriptions and stuff, so we'll check a few of those things out. So we made it up to the Glasgow Cathedral here. Absolutely beautiful building behind me. It looks like they're doing a little construction or renovation up on the top of it. The history here runs very deep. Basically this area, these grounds around the necropolis and the cathedral, the church has basically been here in some form or fashion since the 6th century. The church that we see here evolved over time. The original, I think, was consecrated in the 1100s. There was buildings in the 1300s, 1400s. There was additions to it. So there's lots of information. I'm not going to cover it all in this video. Come and see it for yourself. It is absolutely spectacular. So we're going to get inside here shortly. I showed up at about 9:15. It opens at 9:30. So we got about 15 minutes. I'm gonna take a walk around the outside of the grounds and check her out. And then after the cathedral, we're gonna head over and check out the necropolis, which looks absolutely amazing. You can see here in the ground some of the old gravestones. Some of them, of course, look very, very new. Some of them a little older. And then when you come down here, they're almost completely worn off, the etching or the engraving into them, and they're scattered all throughout here. Don't see a sign giving any information on the dating or anything, but really, really cool to come through here. It's actually stunning. And the weather, you know, not too bad considering I'm here in May. It's been lovely. It's been about 19 degrees every day, and we've had some sun. So apparently I got a friend from Scotland and he said, you're gonna get 4 seasons in one day. Luckily, we've had it pretty good. But yeah, you can check it out here. There's just so much detail around. Have a walk around. Give yourself a good amount of time if you're coming up, because the place is quite large, and especially if you're doing the necropolis. Anyways, almost time to get in there, so we'll head over. So just getting out of the Glasgow Cathedral, absolutely fantastic. Give yourself a good 30 to 45 minutes to go through it. There's all kinds of different rooms and chapels inside. There's a whole downstairs, lots to read. They have some old artifacts. There is a lot going on in there. So give yourself 30 to 45 minutes to go through it properly. Plus it's kind of crowded. Sometimes a lot of people taking pictures. Of course, it's a big attraction here in Glasgow. Yeah, wonderful time. Highly recommend it. No fee to get in. We just left a donation in the donation bin. Yeah, but highly recommend coming to visit. So now we will head over to the necropolis. All right, so I'm up at the necropolis. A fantastic place. It is so... I've never seen anything like it. It's one of the most extensive cemeteries here in Europe. So I'll give you the condensed version of what happened. Basically, around the Industrial Revolution, the population here went from 70 to 200,000 people. And of course, with that followed lots of illness, cholera, typhus. So they started burying people in unhygienic conditions around the church. So then what they had to do is open up what we're in now, which is the necropolis. They were burying on average about 5,000 people a year at one time. So we're gonna have a spin through here, the monuments and the gravestones and all that stuff. Really intricate, really cool. You can see the age on them. There's also a little Jewish section. We might go down and check that out. So anyways, we'll get at it. Absolutely stunning up here so far. So we're down at the Jewish enclosure here in the necropolis, a very small section. They actually closed this in 1855 and said it is full. So then they moved them over to the eastern part of the necropolis. As you can see, the land here is super small area, so they did not give them much space. This whole monument and with the Star of David and everything on it, this wasn't built until about 2014. I'll drop the exact date below, but this is the Jewish enclosure down in the necropolis. So you can see right here where the tree root has grown up, knocked over the headstone, and it's collapsed. It's David Bryce here, and his headstone is literally almost on the edge of a wall. It's interesting to see. Obviously, the more wealthy and more important members of society have great big huge tombs, and then you come down to kind of the lower parts and it's just your average headstone. They do not replace the headstones as they get broken, which actually is amazing. It's kind of lends like a little kind of historic vibe. Obviously it is, but if they kept everything perfect, it just wouldn't be as cool, and it's a fascinating place to walk around. Highly recommend coming up here. It is so neat to walk through. I've never seen anything like this. The only thing I could say that's similar is if you've ever been in New Orleans, they have all their kind of tombs and crypts above ground. Kind of similar, but not really, but kind of that vibe. Really, really interesting. So just finished up a fantastic lunch over at O'Neill's in the Merchant District. We had 2 steak and ale pies, which were fantastic. I had a Tenants and a Saint Mungo, which is actually one of the saints from up at the cathedral. So really cool. Fantastic beer and a fantastic lunch. And we finished with a Guinness brownie with some local ice cream on top. Absolutely dynamite. Highly recommend taking a stop in there for lunch or dinner. They even do like quiz nights and stuff in the pub, so fantastic spot here in Glasgow. So it's been a wonderful few days here in Glasgow. Thoroughly enjoyed myself. I will definitely be returning to check out more of the city and of course of Scotland. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.